So what's it like to come back to Zombieland 10 years later?
It's like putting on an old, comfy pair of jeans.
It smells like rotting death.
What? It's just a treat. You know, we love these characters. We love the actors playing the characters. We love everybody involved. It felt like, you know, a lot of us got our start on the first movie 10 years ago. This was our first feature film collaboration. You know, Emma, Jesse, Woody's resurgence, Ruben. It's, you know, and so to get everyone back together 10 years later, something that we thought would never ever happen again, was just a great treat for us.
How did you guys ride the tone between horror and comedy?
Well, we've always leaned harder into the comedy. I mean, we think, like, look, a lot of great scary zombie movies have taken care of the horror side, including Walking Dead, which is very deathly serious almost all the time. So our niche really is comedy. So we're like more 70-30 or 80-20 comedy to kind of horror and to thrills. We do like action, we like gore, we like, you know, but that's a little different from just straight scary. I don't know. That's just where we like to land. So, and we might veer off that a little bit from here to there, and the movie kind of veers from one to the other. But overall, we're trying to make the audience smile, laugh, have a good time, feel something, as opposed to be terrified.
Did you guys have any actors in mind for the new characters when you were writing?
Well, actually, we asked Ryan Reynolds to be Albuquerque.
Oh, wow.
And schedule didn't permit. He was shooting a movie at the time, and it just didn't line up where he could get away. So it ended up being Luke Wilson, who was absolutely amazing. We actually thought of Michael Cera too first for the character of Flagstaff, because he had been so often mistaken for Jesse Eisenberg back in the day. Michael either couldn't or wouldn't do it, I'm not sure, so we ended up going to Thomas Middleditch, and Luke and Thomas just killed it. Like, they were such elevators of the material, they were so awesome. And then of course Zoe Deutch steals the movie. I mean, she's just the best.
So what was the hardest scene to break?
I would say that opening scene, not the opening scene of the movie, but the opening scene of our characters all together again, and having to establish 10 years passage of time in one moment, right? It's like we're reintroducing the audience, hopefully an audience that had seen Zombieland, but some who hadn't seen the first movie, into a dynamic and characters that, you know, 10 years had passed and a lot of life and experiences had passed, you know, in between. So where are they at that moment? You know, how are they interacting? What are
their relationships?
Where their relationships are, Columbus and Wichita and Tallahassee and Little Rock. It's like all that interaction. That was, I think, the hardest scene to crack, was that, and eventually it took us to Christmas, and you know, what more of a family dynamic that exists than, you know, Christmas Day when they come down. And so that was kind of our goal, was to get them to that place, but it was the toughest scene, I think, to crack.